Can you not just look at the notifications on your phone and just do it like that?
Yeah, but there was Facebook. Oh no one really asked much on Facebook.
It was Dom saying politics and Regan
Yeah.
saying face jacker and Hulk Turgo.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Tell you what, I'll just leave this up then. It's easier, innit? Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Apparently she's a millionaire now. Apparently she's a millionaire now.
Well, I don't know. Is she?
Apparently.
So we're doing a little intro.
If you want to.
Welcome to episode 2 of.
In detail.
So today we've got a really special guest on. And you wouldn't think it, only the second episode in, but we've managed to get on someone big. Today we have Mr. Beast!
Oh, this is what you... So, before
And
we...
Stan!
And Stan.
Hello, Stan.
Before we started, way before we started, when I was in the unit, Aaron was like, "I've got something I'm gonna say when we're down there." No, that was it. He was like, "I've got something I'm gonna say to Brad," and I was like, "Don't tell me what it is. I want it to be a surprise." And I'm assuming that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not many people are going to get it though. The younger ones will.
Nah, they will.
If I brought a straw hat,
Yeah, maybe. And you put on an American accent.
yeah.
So anyway, we don't actually have Mr. Beast on. We have a lookalike.
Yeah.
We have Brad.
Thank you.
Introduce
Thank you.
yourself.
I'm
The
Brad.
floor is yours.
I'm, you know. But to those who don't,
They don't.
at home, I'm operations manager here at Great Northern Classics. So I look after the building, look after our lovely tenants, and all the health and safety and that sort of
Who's your
boring
favourite
stuff
tenant?
that, no. Absolutely not. Can we have a safe word for this gets cut in the edit?
Yeah,
What can happen?
aubergine. Aubergine.
It's ATD. Aubergine. No, we're all. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and
What are our weaknesses?
paying your rent apparently.
Oh, yeah, we don't touch on that.
We spend too much money on laptops and
I know, yeah.
Microphones
and
And
dog-
microphones.
and dogs.
and raw food for dogs.
Yeah.
Stan.
Oh, this is Stanley. He is
Anyway.
head of what is it?
Security.
No, what is it on the website?
He's the
Service.
head fluffer.
Yeah, we use him as a microfiber mitt.
I don't know if you can hear him panting away. And
I was hoping it. Oh, there we go.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, there we go.
well done, Stan.
Just stay there for the rest of the podcast.
Even
please.
though I made a really nice bed for you here, but no, the floor is better.
Yeah, so you're head of operations here, and what does that involve doing, like day to day? What do you find yourself doing?
Everything. Anything. I'm general dog's body. So
Bringing us our Amazon packages.
yeah, I'm postman. I'm maintenance man. I look after car storage.
Uh-huh.
Big job that will be coming up is looking after the roof, getting the heating working properly. Everything that you'd expect in a 160-year-old building that we're in.
Yeah, it requires a lot of work.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of work.
Loads of
Well,
work.
you do run around like a headless chicken half the time. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. It's like
Sometimes
every
you
time.
can tell you want to talk, and then you're just like,
You're
go,
just
go.
like, "Ah, yeah, gotta go.
That's the thing. I always want to talk. I have to rein it in a lot. But,
Yeah.
So how did you end up here?
I was just about to say.
I ended up here through. It's not me panting. That is Stan.
So nervous.
I ended up here by moving back to Derby, having a pretty boring job, and looking for jobs and things, and ended up. It was my.
I'm going to move that in case he
yeah.
turns his head fast again.
It was my girlfriend at the time, fiance now. Her stepmom knows one of the directors here, and she said to me, "I've just spoke with Mike Copestake. He's looking for a manager at a." She said a classic car restoration place or something like that. And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds great, but why do a load of old boys in a shed need a manager?" That was that's what I said to her. A couple of months later, Derby Evening Telegraph article goes up about £3 million investment in Derby, and I sent it to Sam and I was like, "Is this what you were talking about?" And she says, yeah. And I said, you undersold it massively. So ended up getting in touch with Mike, put me in touch with Sean, came in for the first time, start of November 2022.
Oh, wow, quite a while ago.
Yeah. And then ended up having my first day at work end of October 2023. So it was almost a year in the making of, we're on, no, we're not, all this.
There was no
sort of
tenants
stuff,
in here
but
then, was there, in October?
No, first tenants moved in, I think early January was
it
when.
January, was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. It was when.
Wasn't,
Also, only 3
Mark
months
moved
or
in.
so before us then. Really? I thought there was someone in before that.
Wasn't Ian in first one in? Oh no, it was Stakel. Oh no, it was Ian, wasn't it?
No, it was Mark.
Oh, it was Stakel.
Mark at Stakel
Okay.
was our first tenant. It was all a blur. It was Mark, Steve Pinchbeck of Pinchbeck Motors, and Ian from HTVM all moved in quick succession. And then we had Glowsmith. They were one of our first guys as well.
I remember seeing the Instagram post going up when it was it was a picture. I
Well,
think it was a picture
every
of GMC.
time
They
each
just put out the
business,
logo.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Because I
Same
remember when we
photo
moved
of
in,
the
we were like,
front.
oh, they're going to put ours up soon.
Never happened.
They never did.
Never happened.
They got too
It's all right.
comfortable at that point.
No, we don't take things to heart. It's fine.
No, it's all right. I'll pass that on to our social media department, which is not even half of Abbey.
A bit of Abbey.
So what got you into cars then? Like what like drew you to this place? What was your history before that?
I've been car mad for as long as I can remember.
If there's a smear on the lens, we apologise.
Yeah, I've been car mad for as long as I can remember. My granddad has always been into motorsports, dragging my mum around the country to Brands Hatch and other places to watch Grand Prix and all stuff like that. Grew up in Castle Donington, so could hear
You did near
Donington
me.
Park. Yep.
Apparently so.
Yeah, same. We were at primary school together
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
at the same time.
strange.
Yeah. Primary school friends.
Wait,
Um,
the same primary
Not
school?
same
He's-
same primary school, just not the same year.
Yeah.
Well, like 20 years earlier.
No.
Oh,
Which way?
It's obvious. I'm old.
good boy.
What was it? 4 years before me, something like that.
I
How
know.
old are you?
3 or 4.
30.
I'm 32.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's like 4 years.
Used to be able to hear the cars, bikes going around. Used to cycle there. My dad's a cheapskate, so we used to wait for the marshal to go off the gate and then walk in, watch the touring cars and stuff like that. It's just been ever since I can remember, been around cars and stuff like that. Ended up going to uni, did automotive engineering at Loughborough, Luga Baruga.
Lowbrow.
3 years there, then
It's an odd place to go though for motorsport.
You'd have thought it'd have been Derby.
Because it's all Loughborough's all like
it's sports and
isn't it?
engineering,
Yeah.
so
Oh, is
it's
it?
like 70% blokes, which no one told me before I went. No, Rob Smedley, so he was Felipe Massa's race engineer, went to Loughborough. He's like the most famous engineering alumni, I guess.
Okay.
I've not reached those heights yet. But no, that was my plan. I always, all through school, I was like, I want to be in Formula One. I want to get into.
Yeah, okay.
I want to be at the top. I thought I'd be on the pit late. My name will come up on the footage, and then found out it's like 100-hour weeks, and thought actually,
Yeah, you
Can't be
don't,
arsed.
don't want to do that.
Can't be
So I
asked.
ended up in Derby doing 70-hour weeks.
You might as well have done Formula One.
Yeah. No, went to had a proper job as a proper engineer for over 5 years. Then decided, so that was down in Northampton. Then met my current partner, Becky. Shout out. She won't listen to this. She doesn't really like cars or podcasts.
It'll be snipped up for Instagram though. She might see.
Yeah, maybe. What, this clip?
I can snip
This
that
clip.
particular bit, yeah, if you want.
No, thank you. Went to Australia for a couple of years with her, and then moved back to Derby. Had a job as a service engineer, travelling the country, which was interesting for the first couple of months, and then got a bit boring. Ended up
What was
here.
the plan in Australia? Like, what did you go there for?
I went there to be an engineer. So
Oh, okay.
we decided to go
Also,
to
it wasn't Becky's idea then.
It was both of our ideas.
Right, okay.
I've always wanted to travel and work abroad. I would have gone anywhere. Becky's prerequisites were it's warm and English speaking, so it's pretty much just Australia.
Typical Brit.
Typical. I
Yeah.
was just about to say that. It'd been racist.
and
coming from
and the
me.
food's fairly English as well, I imagine.
No.
Why
food-
is Australian food?
I mean, Aussie food is pub grub,
Is
but
it? A lot of seafood or not?
yeah, a lot of lobster, stuff like that, prawns.
I've never really thought about that.
But
Australian
no,
cuisine.
Well, I
Uh,
imagine there's Aboriginal food, isn't there? But sorry, go on.
Bits, yeah, bits. I love food, so I could talk about food for a long time. But
dying because I'm so hungry.
I'm really hungry as well, actually.
no, they have a lot of like Vietnamese and proper Thai food, proper Chinese food, loads of dumplings.
They're not close, are they? But they're kind of
It's
Southern Pacific or whatever's that.
It's across the river.
yeah. So
Not Gilmore
whereas we'd have like an Indian restaurant, they have a Vietnamese.
Okay.
Their Indian restaurants, they're not very common. Which
Right. Okay.
yeah, they're quite similar to the UK as well, so it was a bit disappointing. But no, Australia took part in the Vietnam War, so there's a lot of refugees came
Yeah,
over
yeah.
after
Okay,
that,
okay.
which means they have incredible food.
Do you get a lot of
Vietnamese food
like
is so good.
Samoan kind of stuff there as well? or
Not really restaurants.
no.
No, there's a lot of like Pacific Islanders there,
Hmm.
but I can't say we ever saw a restaurant, let alone went to one.
Okay.
I don't really know what their cuisine is.
No, but I didn't know if it was because it's that neck of the woods. If it'd be like
No, not really. I mean, Australia's a funny place, but
But where in Australia were you again?
Melbourne. So moved to Melbourne because Ford was there, Holden was there, like emphasis on was. So got over there. I was like, yeah, I can get a job. I've worked for a prestigious engineering consultancy for 5 years. It's going to be easy, and it's not. The auto industry was it started dying a couple of years before we went, and then by the time we were there was nothing. So
Damn. See, that kind of thing scares me, just moving abroad. I'd love to do it. Like, I've always spoke about
your
doing
brother's
it.
a bit
I've
of a
always-
nomad, isn't he? So he did that.
Yeah, my brother did. I'm taking my shoes off, by the way, because my socks are getting wet, because my shoes are wet. We'll get on to why in a bit, but, oh, it's better. My feet won't stink either, because these are different. These are fresh socks. I'm getting comfy.
until Stan has a chew of them.
Also, look how good Stan's being.
Oh, he's a wee good boy, honey.
Finally.
No, I would have been the same moving to Australia, but Becky, shout out Becky again, she got a job all sorted before we'd even left. So we knew she had a job
something.
before we went, which was a big.
So she had a job.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
was living off her,
pretty.
much.
No, I had a really sweet job for a couple of months. I won't tell you the company's name because I fell out with them because he didn't pay me my last wages and all the rest of it. But
Name and shame.
no, he's not going to listen to this. No,
What are you on about? We're worldwide.
no, it could tie. It could
Give it
tie,
a
it could
year.
tie into what we do now.
What?
No, it was a.
These big buttocks. What are you doing? We're trying to have a professional conversation.
This is the OnlyFans edit
Leave it.
on that side of the
yeah,
sofa.
only Stan.
Bow, bow.
I love it when he does
You're
that.
funny.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I ended up working for a car concierge company where it was like complete car care for quite wealthy people. Subscription service, and then everything on top of that, like servicing and
What were they
petrol.
called?
I'm not going to tell you. Concierge.
Oh, is this the
aubergine.
person that didn't? Oh, this is the person that didn't. pay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
only asked because I was listening to a detailing podcast the other day, and there was a guy we like watch on YouTube called Ammo, and he's set up a company in Sydney, and the guy who's like running it over there said that in Australia, detailing like subscription based stuff is really big for that kind for car stuff. And he said a company, I feel like it was like called like Mike's or something like that. I can't remember what he
Okay.
called it, but I don't know if it was that. Was it a
Yeah.
small company or?
Yeah, there was 4 of us
Okay,
there.
fair enough. It wasn't a chain. Like a
Took
franchise.
me on as operations manager, but then I think he realised he couldn't give up control. It was a very stressful job for him. He had I think he had 80, 90 families on his books, 400 cars, and it was like he basically used WhatsApp to schedule
Organise everything.
everything and drive that car there, leave the keys, pick up that car, drive it to its servicing, get an Uber back, pick up, and it was like it
That
was,
sounds mental.
pretty
But
full on.
that's with a lot of businesses though. That's like any business owner of a small business. I think that's the biggest thing: letting go of control.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's where some businesses can flop because the owners aren't willing to do that. I've heard of it time and time again. We've spoke about it before, and it's scary. I get it because well, hopefully one day we'll be in the same boat.
Yeah.
But not, hopefully we're willing to let go of control.
Yeah, I think he took me on because he wanted to, but then maybe it was me, maybe I wasn't the right person, or maybe he just realised, I can't at this moment in time. But it was a 7-day-a-week job for him. Like he was run ragged, scheduling everything. But yeah, I think it still exists. So went to Australia just before COVID, and that sort of put a stop to that business put a pause on it, I think.
How did COVID affect Down Under?
What, Australia or?
Yeah.
Depends
Down
on the
under.
state. So we were in Victoria, and
Right.
it was awful.
Really?
Yeah, it
In
was.
what sense? Like,
Like actual posses of coppers
Oh, shit.
walking around the street finding
Really?
people.
see,
Yeah,
I had heard that like they were
it
against.
was a bit RoboCop
like,
at
protests
times.
and
It
stuff
was,
like that.
Damn.
yeah,
Apparently, like someone would put a post on Facebook and be like, "Oh, we're going to this protest tomorrow, wherever," and then next thing, police are knocking that guy's door down.
I mean, it turns out Aussies love a conspiracy theory. They are,
Well, this,
I mean,
is
who
where,
doesn't?
this is where I'd heard that.
yeah. So there was a lot of, it's not real. It's the vaccine. So they were way behind on the vaccine. Their whole strategy was to stop it spreading, and which they did quite well. But that just meant a really hard lockdown until there were 0 cases, and then you came out and it was pretty normal, and then straight back in, and it was really tiring. And then by the time the vaccine came out, they hadn't got the orders in or whatever it was. I don't really know global pharmaceuticals, but they were like months and months and months behind, which I think then people took that as like, oh, what, they hiding from us? Like, I'm not taking this vaccine, all this stuff. And it was like, yeah, there's some interesting people in Australia. A lot of protests. They crack down a lot on tradies. So the tradesmen built on big building sites, they're really unionised over there.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know, America was in the 50s. And so it just takes one guy at the union to voice his opinion, and suddenly you've got
Everyone
half the
believes him.
union on the streets. And like at one point, I think the union building got firebombed or something. It was wild. So yeah, I was at this point, I
your beer?
had worked for 3 weeks at a boat hire company that was
Go
a
on then.
really
Go on
cool
then.
job,
Be
You
careful.
don't want to
please.
sit next to me then.
and then lost that job obviously because
Jesus.
no tourism. Ended up as an
That-
Uber
that-
Eats delivery rider on my bicycle, which was fantastic because you were allowed an hour of exercise within 3 miles of your house a day, and that was like with a mask on. But as a Uber Eats guy, I could be out all the time.
Speaking
so it
of,
was
I actually
fantastic.
saw someone earlier. Oh, where was I? When I was coming back from Nottingham, there was a guy riding his bike. It was past the QMC. He was riding his bike with a mask on. And I was just like,
Maybe it's to stop flies. That's the kind of.
I did
that's
think
the kind of
that.
thing my
protect his
brother would do.
identity.
I did, yeah,
Yeah, all that.
I did wonder, but or maybe it's just one of those. Some people are genuinely still like terrified of it, aren't they?
Yeah, I saw a person in a car the other day with a mask on their
Oh,
own.
people in cars
mental.
wearing masks. Genuinely. Like, get a life.
You want to grab them out of the car?
What the.
I mean, part of me wants to think it's like a safety blanket thing that like they did it for a while and it made them feel safe, so now they do it. But I think it's probably.
To be honest, I quite enjoyed wearing a mask.
I'm not
going
gonna lie.
into a shop.
Yeah, because he was like,
Like,
nobody knows
you
who
would.
I am.
Yeah.
Stop licking me knee.
No, keep
He's got
carry on
dirty
because
knees.
he's not licking my
I was
hand.
like, what's that weird sensation?
You like it, really?
I mean, I don't, and it just looks weird on camera.
Why?
I don't know. it
yeah,
just does,
lick
doesn't
your own knee.
It's like, you taste different to me.
Have you ever thought about how you probably can't see it now, but like you know how dogs have that? Do you know their legs are called? Do you know what the joint's called? Like it's called digitigrade.
No. Okay.
So
But it
they're
goes backwards.
They're technically well, no, that is the whole foot. So what you sit, what dogs walk around on is technically their tiptoes.
Because they've got the, what do they call it? Dew claw halfway
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, which is
But on the back, you know how it goes, like you say, it goes backwards. That's actually the heel. That's off
Not
the
their
foot.
knee.
It's
Their
not their
knees
knee.
further up.
Their knee is his knees his knees
crazy.
there.
Wow. Okay.
So that is the ball of
Stan,
his
we're
foot.
talking about you.
Yeah. Welcome to
He's
the
like,
Stan Show.
I just find it funny that dogs are walking around like hee hee on the tiptoes.
It's like fucking taking the piss out of me.
That explains Bertie's gait sometimes. This is a very bouncy dog.
Here he is, quite bouncy.
Oh, bless him.
Are we gonna do you want to ask some of the questions now, or
Yeah, yeah. So some of you lot sent us some questions in. I mean, thank you for Regan for asking us to talk about Face Jacker. I mean,
shout out
great
to,
show.
Shout out to Regan.
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 Best character. Face.
Oh.
Phone jacker, face jacker.
Oh, what is
Who's
the
the
best?
best?
character?
But he get free ring ding. That was one of my favourites.
It's not the one you can do the best impression of.
I mean, he's all sticky now.
There was, of course, Brian Blondie.
Brian.
Hello, my name's Brian.
Bandy Ball.
I think mine was the one. Was it the Asian guy? Who was like, he was always trying to make like pirates. There was that one where it was like, we filming back off cinema.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a classic Terry
Instantly
Tibbs.
Terry Tibbs.
Yeah, that was Terry Tibbs was the one you were just in, wasn't it?
No,
Who
no,
was,
it was Brian
Badonde.
Badonde.
Terry Tibbs.
Terry
is,
Tibbs. All right,
was he like the wheeler?
hey finger,
Kinda?
put it in your chin. Give it a little wiggly wig. You got yourself a deal. My name's Terry Tibbs.
Wasn't there? Didn't they do Face Jacker where it was like?
Talk to me.
Yeah, it was so Phone Jacker was the animations where you had them
where
all.
he just called people.
Yeah. That
Face
was-
Jacker was
Little
where he
Mouse.
dressed up, wasn't it?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
dressed up as the characters.
I can't remember the N-Dubs one. So N-Dubs.
I don't remember. That.
Oh, it's phenomenal. You've got Talisa and Daffy. I don't think Daffy was there actually.
Wait, was this Face Jacker?
Yeah, he's a competition winner, and he's in his wheelchair, and it's been really, really difficult.
What
the
an
entire
N-Dubs
time.
competition winner.
Yeah.
Right,
So
okay.
the competition was to go and watch them film a music video, and he's there being the most difficult person ever.
Wait,
It's
I
so
vaguely
good.
remember this now.
I can't
remember his
I
name.
can't believe I don't properly remember it.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I've told the missus about it before, but obviously with all our misses, they don't understand our humour.
Yeah, it is.
They
it's
call
definitely-
it. So I was listening to a podcast the other day. I think I spoke about this, or maybe I was talking to. Maybe it was my brother and P. I was talking to about it. Stan, why don't you just stay, please? Brain rot conversations. So brain rot is the kind of
just talking crap.
where no one else really understands apart from
Yeah.
unless
Yeah,
you
to be
suffer
fair,
with
to be
brain
fair,
rot like us.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I know what
sound
you
like
mean.
such a millennial, but is this skibbity?
Skibbity.
Skibbity.
What we're talking about now?
I'm sure that's brain rot words.
Skibbity.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, skibbity is a brain rot word.
Yeah.
Is that the new Gen Z thing?
It's a Gen Z thing.
Zoom-
Yeah. I
Zoom-
don't understand it. Sigma, mewing.
Yeah, mewing. I heard
that's- I think
mewing.
I've heard it with brain rot.
See, I spent the last weekend with my family. We had a family get together, and all my cousins. They're all obviously me and my brother are the oldest ones, 33 and 31, and the oldest is 19, and the youngest is like 14, 15, and yeah, just the amount of shit that they just come out with. Like, I'm like, what are you trying to say? And bear in mind, even though in body I'm not the youngest, I am the youngest in mind comparatively to them. You know, comparing to everyone else as well.
Yeah, I feel
So
like
I'm the only one that can understand.
what they're saying.
Yeah,
I do feel like the younger generation have grown up a bit more. If that makes sense. Have you heard this thing as well about like how Gen Z look older? Oh, what is it? Do you know what- do you know
There's
what I'm
always
about?
that thing where it's like
Gen Z look older.
Gen
than what
Z
we
at
did.
14, millennials at 14.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
Because there's
yeah.
a guy my missus follows on TikTok, and it was like, he was like, yeah, I'm 26 or something like that, and he was filming himself, and it was like, what? You look like 36 easily.
Which is quite funny because when
Yeah.
you look back at like 70s footballers, they all
They
look
look
50.
old.
Oh,
They
yeah.
all look 50.
Yeah.
They've got comb overs.
Yeah, and
They've
with,
got,
like-
yeah.
With the way that health and stuff is a big thing now, they say that older people are looking younger, but
but the
Gen
younger
Z
people are
Gen
looking
Z is
older.
looking older, yeah.
Yeah,
It's very strange.
It is weird.
it's all that vaping.
Yeah, maybe it is that.
Popcorn lol.
but it's. But then at the same time, is it just fashion that made like you look at pictures of our parents when they were young, they looked old because is it what they're wearing? Is it?
Yeah,
just,
but I look at photos of me when I was like 17, 18, even at uni. And I'm like, I look young. I look like a baby.
yeah, but maybe that's just how you look at yourself.
True.
But then again, I look younger now. I've aged like a fine wine. If you saw me 10 years ago, you would be like, yeah, he's the older version.
I've aged like milk. I'm now cheese.
And now you're aging like a fine cheese.
Yeah.
There you go. Aged parmesan.
And aged what?
Parmesan.
Oh, parmesan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, we're talking about food again.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry.
We've not asked one of these
Right,
questions.
later, I'm going to ask some questions. So, thankfully, you lot asked some questions, sent some topics in, so we're just going to pick a few out. So we've got some deep ones, or we've got some fairly
Couple of
simple
deep
ones.
Yeah.
We're
We
gonna start with the
answered
simple
one question.
What was that?
Phone jacker.
Oh, it wasn't really
yeah,
a question. That was
it was
more
a
of a.
topic.
That was more
I
talk
came up
about
with
the
a question.
topic.
Dom sent us about politics, or what was I thought
We
of
said we're not
politics,
gonna
but
talk about politics.
we know
Well,
what
we kind of already have anyway. We've spoken about COVID.
politics.
Yeah, fuck politics.
Fuck Dan. Oh, what was his name?
One that used to work here.
No. Oh. Aubergine. Too soon. No. The guy in charge of Victoria during COVID was called Dan something,
Oh, okay.
and fuck that guy.
Knob.
There's a question. Do we
Well,
want to answer?
Hartle's asked the
I was
question.
going to say, do we want to answer a question for us though when we've got a guest on?
Yeah, we can still. Well, Brad.
I
you
can.
know,
I can.
he's-
I'm an
He's
expert
here to
detailer.
listen, isn't he? He doesn't know what we
Read
did.
that top question out.
What did you do? Wait. What you? Oh,
What you did.
I'm gonna look thick, aren't I? What you did before
Oh, to be fair,
detailing.
yeah. Do you know what? I think I'm dyslexic and I read that normally.
Yeah. What did?
What did you do before detailing? But it actually says what you did before detailing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hartle.
Okay, yeah.
Matthew Hartle.
Sort your.
Well, to
sort
be
your
honest, we
syntax
can
out.
touch on the fact how even. I mean, I can talk about my origin story.
What's your origin story?
So, I got into cars at
A young age.
very young.
Trip home
I
from
used to
the
wash
hospital.
cars for people on the street. You know, hustler from day one. And then got my first car gifted from mum.
What
A
was
little Seat Ibiza,
that? Okay.
1.4,
I always think
60
your
brake
E30 was the
horsepower,
first car.
beast. It was a Mark II. Beautiful. It was basically based on a
Was this the one you put purple stripes on?
Wait.
Black
Which
stripes.
one was that?
I put
Oh,
racing
these were stripes
on
on it. I
I
thought
put-
they were
I
purple
put-
for some reason.
Yeah, so I had that car, and I started modifying it. I painted loads of the trim inside red because the car was red, tornado red, gorgeous colour. And then I bought some 17-inch Team Dynamics Monzas on it, which were way too big for the car, right? Because bear in mind, it had 13-inch steels on it when I had it.
What were they? 16s.
17s.
Oh, 17s.
17s, yeah.
You have to roll the
So
arches.
I sprayed them in black,
Right, okay.
a bit from Alfred's, and then I got some red pinstriping from Alfred's, right around the wheel.
Took 2 steps back and went.
Yeah, oh yeah. But then I also bought some mesh, Halford's mesh,
yeah,
right?
Punched your grill out.
No, I didn't. I fitted them over the grills.
Ooh.
Yeah, fit them over the grills. And then I bought some
innovator.
more red paint. Just got trigger happy with the red paint and literally all the interior trim. So there was like bits around the steering wheel, the center console, painted it all red. And then I remember getting. Did I lower it? I feel like I put some springs on it as well. I went 40-40 drop. So the back end, it was kind of like that. That was the front end, the back end, and it just looked hideous. And I drove it round to my uncle's. He was into cars. He worked for Mobile One and still does to this day. And at the time, he had just bought a John Cooper Works Mini. which he took me out in. I got to drive epic car, and he was like, "Oh, I've just redone the racing stripes on it. Obviously, it's a Mini because I've got some left over. Do you want it?" I was like, and then now looking back, I feel like he was taking the piss out of me. I don't know unless I ask him, so he'll probably listen to this, and he might tell me if he was taking the piss or not. But yeah, anyway, he gave me the stripes. First thing I did, I wrapped the roof black, all right, and then I wrapped the stripes on the front, down the front bumper, down the back, boot, bumper. Oh, at the time, I thought I was such.
Do you have photos?
Yeah, I do.
Gaz, edit some photos.
We'll throw the
some
pictures
photos
in
in
if I can find them. I have got the pictures somewhere. But then again, I feel like once I kind of grew out of that, I was like, oh shit, I want to get rid of all the evidence, and I feel like I deleted all the pictures. I think anyway. I don't know. I will have them somewhere. But anyway, obviously messing around with that. And so I remember getting the car into my garage. I scraped down the side of it, and it was a really bad scrape. Like, it was a body shop job. So, but the first thing I did again, go to Halfords, bought loads of paint, bought everything, painted it all, and then I was like, oh, it doesn't look great. Then I started looking into polishing. I was like, oh, I could polish it down and whatever. And I joined a forum called Detailing World, signed up, started reading up about whatever, polishing, this, that. And then I think it was my 18th birthday, which as you do, you get your birthday money together and about 500 quid to spend. So I bought a machine polisher and whatnot. And then, yeah, tried to polish that rear quarter out, and it didn't work, obviously. It was rattle can paint. But then at the time, I'd just bought an E30 318
As you do
in
when you're
Alpine
that
White.
Nice.
Yeah, 200 quid from my granddad's mate. I know.
Dream.
It was a coupe. It had an MTech 2 body kit on it. Just wish I never sold it. Anyway, then I started having to go polishing that. First time, burnt through the paint on the bonnet. And then I just kind of just kept polishing cars, friends' cars. Then it was like friends of friends. I set up ATD.
I've never heard of the. You know the which car was it that you tried to put a rear wiper on?
That was the Ibiza. No, it wasn't a rear wiper. No.
Oh, was it
So
not?
this is when I started getting a
This
bit
is
of
what you-
taste, and like I started growing up a bit. So I wanted to make that car look like a Cupra, because they did the Cupra
that-
16 valve,
yeah, that was it.
which was nice car. We'll throw in a picture. Anyway, nice car. So I started buying the kit. I bought the bumpers for it. I bought the rear bumper, the splitter, bought the wheels, and then one of the last things was the spoiler. So the tail, the boot lid spoiler, a really nice lip. Now when I got it, it had 3 bolts in the spoiler. And I was trying to line it up. I was like, where do these bolts go? I must need to drill the boot. But no, they go through the glass.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was like, cool, we'll trip to Halfords again. So I went to Halfords. I bought a diamond tip drill bit, which is the right one for going glass, you know. And then put it on my drill, and no, I did all the right things. And then I was cooling it down, I was spraying it, I was drilling slowly, spraying it, and I got about halfway through. All right, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to let the glass cool down. And then I stepped away, grabbed a drink, and then I just remember hearing a... I was like, what was that? I was looking around my garage, and I turn around and I just see basically
The frosted.
a frosted rear screen, and straight away, obviously, like 17, 18-year-old me is like, oh shit, what have I done? And then, I called up. So I called up my insurance, and I told, obviously, you know, now looking back, I'm like, well, I could just call the insurance and say, yeah,
But you were scared.
I was scared. Yeah, I was really scared. Well, what do I say? So I was like, I left my car outside. I don't know what happened. I was literally driving into the garage, and bang, something happened. And I just don't know how it happened. And yeah, they were like, yeah, that's fine. We'll just send someone out and fix it. Then the autoglass man came. And I was like, yeah, I just don't know what happened. It just happened. Like hiding all the evidence. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. It looks like someone's tried to hit it, actually, because you can see the starting point of where I was like, shit. But yeah, that was that. And then, yeah, obviously started getting into cars and modifying, because I've been modifying that. I bought my second car. and then my third car, and my fourth, and then yeah, it kind of just kept growing, and then modified car scene, going to loads of car shows, started displaying my cars, won a couple of trophies, which was really cool, and then I started getting stalked by as the delivery driver. Yeah, I was literally outside washing my car, my E46.
Is this how we passed the story on to me?
Yeah, and I was washing my E46, and then
No. This isn't the first. No, right. So we were going to.
so this is the time I don't know. As
I love that you're not defending the stalking.
No,
You're just
the stalking.
defending which car.
I did the
No, but like
stalking.
E46 was quite well
no.
known. It was quite well known, wasn't it, at the time? It was.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't really in the car scene. Basically, I started getting into cars through
Sorry,
having an E36, and I went to. I joined like a Facebook page, as you do. Went to a E36/E46 owners club meet. That was like what the club page was called. It was quite a big meet as well, actually, somewhere in Hinckley. And then after that, I met someone there who was a photographer called Matt Bedworth. Was it MD?
Oh yeah.
MDB
Yeah,
Images.
MDB. Yeah.
And he organised a stand at Tracks to have like 10 cars or something like that. And then he made a was it a messenger group chat? I think it was.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then he was like,
Because he'd done photos of my car before, hadn't he?
and I just knew him because he had an E36 and he came to a couple. To a couple of their meets. So anyway, he added me into the chat and I paid him whatever it was to be on the stand, like 15 quid or whatever. And then it was like people in the chat were just talking, and I think I went on and just looked through the people that were in the chat. Like, I went on their Facebook profiles, and I went through each one to see where they lived, and they were all like down Northampton way, or like that way. And then you were like Long Eaton, and I was like, oh. And I saw a picture of your car, it was like your profile, your cover photo or whatever, and I was like, never seen that around before. And then like literally, it's one of those weird things where after you see the car, after you think about it or see a picture, I started seeing your car.
Yeah, I remember. So the first time was actually we were driving. You were in Yaz's delivery truck, and you drove past and you flashed and waved at me. And I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
I genuinely don't remember that.
Yeah, that was the first.
Unless
memory
that
I
was
had.
after like I'd realised it was you. You know, like after we'd realised, oh, we're going to this meet. But anyway, we went to this meet called Tracks.
No, before that. You're skipping the bit where I was outside working on my car.
No, that was after.
No, it wasn't.
It was after
because
the show.
we met at Tracks. It wasn't. Trust me.
Yeah, but if we met at Tracks, then how?
We met at Tracks because you came round because me and Niall were there, and we'd already met at that point.
Yeah.
But no,
we hadn't.
first...
No, we hadn't met at that point. That was the first time I'd ever met you.
No, it wasn't. I swear down.
Who's got the better memory?
Swear.
Who's got the best memory out of us?
I swear on stand up.
You don't
you
care
came
about
over.
Stammen, do you?
No, you came over. I remember, and you started talking about. Because I remember you coming over.
You were doing your
remember
ABS sensor.
Yeah.
On your car. I remember it.
Yeah, but that was before Tracks. Trust me.
It wasn't.
It was. It was before Tracks.
Anyway.
I was being stalked. And he's coming. This
ruined-
is like an episode of You.
You've ruined my story now. What was I saying? So
Dunno.
anyway, well, my version of the story is we were going to Tracks. I went around your house. Niall was there. We drove down together. You two had walkie-talkies and made fun out of my biscuit wheels. Because I had like 8J wheels with like stretch.
He had BBS LM reps.
Okay.
And they were too
And
big for his car.
the backs were 8 inches wide. So like, and I had stretch. I had 215 tyres on them. So they looked like,
Biscuits.
Yeah.
yeah, it looked like I was driving
Rolling
around
on
with
hobnobs, yeah. Yeah.
on digestives. And then anyway, I went to the show. And to be fair, I didn't even hang around with you, did I? Like you were washing your car, and I was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Because you were washing it with pesticide sprayers, like
As you do.
as you do. And then I ended up going out and buying some pesticide sprays because I was like, I want to be like Aaron. And anyway, that's a whole other story. I remember taking him to a show once and making my dad carry them around to the hotel that we were staying in. Because I was like, I don't want to leave. I can't remember why. I was like, I don't want to leave the water in the car overnight. And my dad was like carrying these pesticide sprays through this hotel. Anyway,
So strange.
and then yeah, my version of the story was after Tracks. I was working at Asda, delivery driver, and then I drove past your house one day and you were outside, and I saw you and I started talking to you. That was what I remember. That was the way around I remember it.
No, because I remember the reason it wasn't
anyway.
the other way. Because I remember when you came over, I was a bit like, and you that's when you kind of introduced yourself, and I was a bit like, oh, you're right, because I was a bit like, who's this?
Anyway,
who's
I was showing you music.
Because you were in your Asda gear, because I thought you were about to do a delivery, and I was like, I don't know who this is, and then you started talking to me, and then I was like, oh, I was a bit intrigued because you started talking about the music production and stuff you did, And yeah, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then after you left, I was like, oh, he's a bit of a weirdo, wasn't he?
But anyway,
Yeah.
I think the takeaway from that story
I
is you
remember
can't trust either of you.
I remember it the other way around. He's just got a really bad memory. Anyway,
I've not got a bad
and then after that, what I can't remember like the next time I saw you. Then it was just like
It kind of just
Where-
kept happening.
got a friend who had Shop and Shine, who I think we've told you about before. I don't know if you might have seen him actually at the open day. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, he had a shop in Derby where we basically used to be.
Well, before that, he started in. He
yeah,
was
yeah,
at
but
home,
I'm just,
wasn't he?
I'm
Yeah.
just talking about yeah. But I just mean in terms of like how I met you lot was when
And then, yeah,
when
you
he opened up on Clark Street. I started going down there with another mate of ours, and then yeah, it was like you were in
Well,
his shop, weren't you?
before I went there, so I was working. I'd just dropped out of uni. I'm doing computer science, which is completely different to what I'm doing there. And then I got a job at Sky. Started in, it was in the call center. And then I became a SME, a subject matter expert. And then yeah, it was Dom who then, because obviously I was doing the detailing still part time. And then Dom called me up and he was like, I'm moving to Derby. I've got a new unit. Do you want to move in? Do you want to start doing a bit of detailing? And I was like, I don't know. I'm comfortable where I am. I'm earning decent money, whatever. And then, yeah, he was like, oh, yeah, that was it. So he called me. He'd already asked me, and I was a bit like, no. And then he called me like a week or two later because he was doing Daz's M3.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he was trying to polish the scratch out, and he thought he
You're like,
messed up.
hold on,
Yeah.
got to go Halfords.
Yeah. Gotta go Halfords. I
I've
used
done
to
this
love
before.
that place. How I still don't have a trade card there, I don't know. But yeah, he called me up saying, this scratch, blah, blah, I think I've messed it up, I think I've burnt through, I don't know what I've done, can you come down? So I went down, sorted it, it was fine. It was mint. And I now, looking back, I'm like, did he do that on purpose just to get me down there? Because then he was like, can't you see yourself doing this full time? And I'm like, you bastard. So then, yeah, I remember actually calling my mum because my mum was in India at the time, and I told her, and I was like, look, this is that, this is this. I'm thinking of setting up full time. And yeah, I think I just did it, and that was it. Started detailing, and that was in 2014.
You were part time, weren't you, for quite not a
Well,
while, like only a couple of months. Or whatever.
At Sky, I ended up dropping my hours down to part time, and then starting the detailing. So I was still working nights or evenings or whatever, but then just started up detailing in the day. But yeah, so that's my origin story. And Gareth,
What my origin
what's
story?
your origin story
Well,
before detailing?
well, you started with the car that you owned, didn't you? My first car was a Vauxhall Astra Mark II.
Actually, to be honest, someone's question was,
Yeah,
I'm interested in knowing your own car histories and what you
Oh
aspire
yeah.
to drive.
That was Joe, wasn't it? Joe Me.
That was from Joseph M25.
Yeah,
to-
that's Joe Me. So he's got a really nice E30. You know Joe.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like light blue. Is it Silverstone blue? It's like that, isn't it?
No, it's not
Is
Silverstone.
it not? Is it before Silverstone was
That's
a colour?
a
It's a new
E39
colour,
colour.
isn't it? Oh, is it? Or is it the M5
Silverstone
colour?
comes on the newer ones as well. No, do you remember that E30 that was at our open day?
Outside, next to the polar dry ices.
Maybe. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have a
that
good
was
memory.
that was that one anyway. Really clean.
Not like
really
us.
Clean.
Nothing like you.
Yeah, my car history was a Mark II Astra. You know, the one with the flat arches on the back.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
weird arches, but really nice cars.
No.
Well, I like them anyway.
they're cool.
And I did what you did. I went to Alfred's. This was before I did any. I damaged it after a few months, but I got some Rip Speed wheels for it, as you do. 17-inch silver wheels. I got some mesh, like what you got, because I wanted to do the front grille. I did take the things out of the middle, but I could only get the mesh in orange. That was all they had. So, yeah, get this though. Sprayed it silver, like the kind of wheel silver. Sprayed it all silver. and then I went to put it on. And as I bent it, it all cracked off.
Oh,
As I did that, it cracked off. I also sliced my finger on it because you know when you cut it, it's like razor
Yeah,
sharp.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
chicken wire or
Yeah.
whatever. And yeah, that was like, and oh yeah, there was a so where you had the Vauxhall badge in the middle where it kind of attached to the grill. I like sliced that off, and I was like, right, what do I do to like make this smooth? So I got some filler from Alfred's and just went like that across the top, not realizing you have to kind of back filler with something so it doesn't just fall through the hole. So yeah, in fact, I have got a picture of that car. I can put that in, and it ended up being quite a nice car in the end. I wish I still had that. It's just
I don't
like
think I've ever seen pictures of that one.
I've got like one picture of it, and I've got an actual picture. I think I scanned it. I'll put that in the YouTube. Then what else did I have? Oh, then I had a Saxo VTR. It was my second car. I've only had like 5 cars.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was it? Astra,
I
Saxo.
had a Saxo VTR for about 4 years. And I wish I still had that because it was really nice, and I'm sure I've still got a picture of that somewhere. This is a really weird one. So I sold the car to somebody from up north somewhere, and then about 8 years later, I ended up in a group chat with everybody that had ever owned it. God knows why. Someone I know on Facebook was just like, "Oh, isn't this your car? Your old Saxo?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is." And they'd put a VTS engine in it. They'd changed the whole interior, and other than that, it was pretty much the same. And he was like, "Oh yeah, there's this guy like from Birmingham who's selling it." I was like, "Well, last I knew it was in Rotherham." And then he was like, "Oh yeah, well this guy's selling it." So I messaged this guy like, "Oh, you got my old car?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I know all these other people that were in a group chat together."
That's so weird.
And he was like, "I'll add you in." And I was like, "Okay."
Okay, then.
And it turned out it had been owned by, in like the 8 years I'd not had it, it had been owned by like
Sorry, Stan.
15
Stan, you
people,
getting us a beer?
something ridiculous.
it's like a
then what was after
genealogy
that?
for.
After that, I had,
Yeah, no, yeah.
after that I had an E36. Oh yeah, my E36. So that was I had
The
that.
E-
Oh,
E36.
he's gone to get beers.
The E36. Yeah.
Good thinking. I was just thinking that. So this is how much of a good guest he is. He bought us beers.
Also, have they rebranded or am I thinking of?
No, these are just really old. It's aged beer.
Oh, okay.
Hey, these are normal Peroni. The Peroni that you drink in the green bottle
Yeah.
is their blue label.
Is the blue label?
What does that mean?
What's the difference?
Fanciest they can sell it for £7 a pint in a Italian restaurant.
Okay. Is this more expensive?
I don't think so.
No.
Mad.
That is mad.
Sorry, what did you have after the Saxo then? You had the
My
E36.
E36, yeah, which I had for 8 years.
That finished off being a nice car, bar the tilty wheels.
Yeah, I'll put a picture of that because that car was incredible. I spent so much money on that car. It's
Yeah, I know you
ridiculous.
did.
I think I added up receipts, like me and my brother.
Yeah, it's never
added
safe to do
receipts
that.
Up, yeah, and it was like 23 grand or something like that. I
Nuts,
spent
innit?
on it, yeah,
Imagine
and that
if
was
you can
just
do
on
that.
like servicing and like nothing. That wasn't even. That was before I bought like air ride for it and
My man.
throwing star wheels. Thank you very much.
So then you had the E36,
So I mean, E36 for 8
E46.
years, yeah. Then I had then I took that off the road because I wanted
you.
to have it as a show car and do an engine swap. Cheers.
Cheers.
And then I had an E46 as a daily. Did what everybody does and spent £1,200 on tarmacs for it. 1552 tarmacs.
As you
Which
do.
are a nice wheel.
They were nice wheels though.
What are they based? Was it Compomotive?
Or the
Based on-
OZ Rally. OZ Rally or the Compromotive.
Complimented
Yeah.
MO5s, isn't it?
Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
Yeah. They're
Wait,
nice wheels.
they're the flat face
Flat
Yeah,
faces
yeah, yeah.
though.
with the
In
little.
You remember the lad who I said I was friends with? You know, I said how he had like
Aubergine.
stacks of wheels.
I don't think we can talk about that.
Okay, well, I'll just bleep that out. You know, I said how he had like stacks of wheels in his back garden. Like, he
Yeah.
had like 4 sets of them. Like
What, tarmac?
No, genuine
Oh,
Compomotives.
Compo's MO5s.
Just sat chilling in his garden.
Love them wheels.
The only thing is, obviously, because of the age of them, they only made them in like 15s or whatever, didn't they? I don't think they made them. I suppose you could.
Yeah.
You can get them custom made, so they made up to like 17s, I think.
okay.
No,
But
yeah.
you could have them custom made because, in fact, them the CAS 13 wheels I've got on the Audi. So I originally wanted the Compomotive TH monos, I think they are. So they're the ones that feel like they came on the Lancia Integrale multi-spoke with this kind of
Yeah.
spoke that runs through them.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I wanted that.
NK do a wheel like that as well, which I
Yeah.
love.
So I wanted that design of wheel
Yeah.
on my car, and I was thinking, do I approach Compomotive? But I knew it was going to be ridiculously expensive until I found them wheels, and I was like, they're the ones. That's what I want. In 19's perfect. Yeah, sick wheels. So yeah, you had your
I had the
E46.
E46 that I bought some eBay coilovers and it's weird. I spent like 250 quid on coilovers, but then a ridiculous amount of money on wheels,
Wheels, yeah.
as you do.
It's all about aesthetics and
Yeah,
how
you can't see the coilovers, so
Yeah,
they're under the
exactly.
arm.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how it drives. It's fine.
And
I ain't
then
driving when it's sat still on a showground.
Yeah,
is it?
exactly.
and then I had like an adult epiphany or whatever you want to call it, and I thought, oh, let's be sensible and sell both of those and just buy one car. But I ended up breaking the E36 and sold everything off it, as you remember, and then sold the E46 to your mum's friend, and then I bought an E39, which is kind of the E39 that you've now got.
Yeah.
The Frankenstein.
It's funny that.
Frankenstein E39.
Yeah, so my latest car is a combination of that car and then my new one.
And a newer, well, yeah. It is a newer one, isn't it? So mine was a 52.
Yeah. This one's 53.
And then I had a van when I started up my own business.
My old van.
Your old van, yeah?
We had a combo van. I ran in the family. Dom had it
Yeah, so Dom from Shop and Shine.
from
had
Shop
it
and
from
Shine.
2011.
Then I had it. I didn't need a van, but it was a van.
No, you
10
just needed a
years.
car, didn't you?
Yeah. And then
And then I had
we
it.
swapped.
So we had it. So it was in the
And
family
who's
for
got it now?
Looms's.
It's probably been turned
So you should
into.
add them
It's
into
been
the group chat.
recycled now.
Yeah. Well, we could just me and Dom have a chat. And then now my X5. So what's that?
See, you've not had that many cars then, have you?
Astra, so 36, 46, E39.
I think I
Van,
probably
7.
own half of the cars still that I've ever had.
Really?
Really?
See, I wish I
I think
did.
so.
Wish I did.
I'm trying to think now. So I had my Seat Ibiza. Then I bought a VW Bora, which I did a lot on. That car.
love our all in
Did you ever? Did you ever see my Bora in person?
No. No, you'd sold it long
You know
before, I
what?
think.
That's a car. I spent a lot on that car, and it looked nice. I mean, I went to shows,
The
won
pictures I saw, it did
trophies
look
and stuff.
nice.
We'll put a picture in. That was a nice car.
The only thing I didn't like about Boras was the front end was really boring. You know,
That's
they
why
were
they
just
call
really
it Bora.
flat.
But then, yeah, I know, but I like that. You know, compared to a Golf, the front end of Bora looked nicer than the Golf because it's based on the Mark IV platform.
Yeah, because people didn't they call it a Gora or a Bolt?
Bolts.
Yeah, the bowl for the Gora, yeah. Which is funny because Gora means white boy in Punjabi. But no, I had the Bora, and then at the same time, I had that. I bought that E30, which I wish I'd never sold. I sold it. I sold that and the Bora to buy my E46 330, which I loved. Obviously, I did a lot to that car. Spent a lot of money on that car. That car was really nice as well. Drove that daily. Then what did I do after that? I feel like I had something
after your
else.
E46?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I had
had a
that.
cop,
I had
yeah.
another Ibiza. I bought that
Oh,
Cupra. I
That one
bought
that
a-
was in your garage for ages.
Yeah, so I bought that car for a mate of mine in Wales. Went to go get it. Boy back from Wales. Beautiful GTI Cupra. It had tiger stripe interior. It was alpine white. It was fucking nice. White wheels. And then I had a bright idea that I'm going to turn it into a rally car, make it rear wheel drive, blah, blah. We stripped it. Started looking at engines, looked at VR6s, looked at BMW engines, 1.8s, 2 litres, and then I just did nothing with it. This is an ongoing thing with me.
It sat in your garage for a long time.
Yeah, and then I got rid of that, and then there was got rid of the E46, then I had the van for ages, then the E39 we swapped, then obviously the Audi Allroad, which I've still got, and then this C39,
The Merc.
the Merc.
Which you kind of still got.
Still got
Well,
it.
I've still got it. Yeah.
You've got the Merc and the Audi
Custody
still.
battle
You
between-
technically own 3 cars. Well, not even technically, you do own 3.
Yeah,
He says it's a
yeah.
custody battle.
Yeah, but you don't.
I want to go with Mum.
No, Andrew's like, no, it's not my car yet. And you're like, no, it's not my car. Andrew's gone.
It's just I just left it like you can see it every day now.
Yeah.
So what about yours now?
Let's drive in my mum's KA.
Damn.
Sweet. I can remember the
Like
plates off
in-betweeners would
most
be
of
all
my. No, it was. I loved it, and it was good to drive. Good snow car. Always had big plans for it.
Small cars are fun to drive. That reminds me, I actually had a Lupo as well. That was a
yeah.
min car
Really?
to drive. Yeah, with a new handbrake, so I could do handbrake turns.
Wheel on each corner. I wanted to put mini lights on it. I spec'd up. I can't remember who it was. It was I think it was a Ford Performance engine for their one make KA rally championship thing.
Right, right.
It was like $3,000 worth of engine back when I was 17. I was like, yeah, that's not happening. I was like upset, but it was all in my head or Photoshop. I think the photos I've got of it are what I wanted it to be.
So
Not
did
what
you
it ever-
used to do that as well?
Oh yeah.
See,
The old lowering by just chopping around the arch.
So
and-
you know, going back to the IB thing, I was saying I painted the whole interior red.
Yeah.
There was one point where I was like, I really want a double din in here, so I photoshopped on it. This is what it looked
No.
like.
I never pretended that it was my car. But no, my Photoshop skills are really good back then.
Yeah, same here. I used to
yeah.
love it. I used
To
to
be
be
fair,
like,
I did one last week, the week before, for Soraya's car. Like, she wanted to know what the Mini would look like without stripes on the bonnet.
Yeah, that's
So
clever.
I was just like,
yeah.
oh, what is it, clone stamp tool?
yeah. I used to love doing that.
Then I didn't have a car all through uni, and I was an engineer at
thought you were about to say bus wanker.
bicycle wanker,
We've all-
fixed
we've
gear
all been
wanker.
one of them.
Then I worked for the company formerly known as Cosworth for almost a year without a car, and it was ridiculous. I was like, why don't I have a car? I work with engines all day, every day. Why
As
don't I
in,
have a car?
the cop, like Cosworth. Like,
So they're called Marla Powertrain, but if you trace the history back, it was when Cosworth split Cosworth Racing and Cosworth Technology, which was the company that did like the Focus RS, and it was then bought by Audi, so they did the RS4, RS6, R8, and then it was bought by Marla, so the big piston filter company, German company, and used as their like little R&D skunk works-ish thing. We used to do projects for Bentley, Aston Martin, Jaguar Land Rover. It was pretty cool. But yeah, there was me riding my bike to work. Like, it was yeah.
You were an
So-
eco warrior before eco warriors.
Oh no, I was just very particular about what car I buy. So I spent about I think probably 9 months looking for an E36 318 IS saloon. And
This is the one that you've got now.
I still got it, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Guy who I bought it off was like, oh, it's one of 11. So I was telling everyone it's one of 11, and everyone was like, that's bollocks. And I think there's more than 11, but someone tried to do on E36 Kings. Shout out Luke.
Oh,
I used to work with I can't remember his surname. Luke, Ginger Luke, and he was like one of the founding members of.
Okay.
I was in E36 royalty at work. Someone on E36 Kings tried to do a 318 IS saloon register, and it got to about 15, I think. So there's a few out there,
Weren't
but
far
not
off.
many. No, I think it's about 60 left.
As far as I was aware, there was only that they only ever made the coupe. I didn't realise they made a
I
saloon.
wanted it because it was the homologation special for touring cars. So they had to have a saloon body, but with a 16 valve under 2 litre engine. So they made it in '94 as a real special, it's 2,500 made special edition class 2. And that's what I wanted to turn mine into. Mine's a 98. So it came over from South Africa. This is getting really nerdy into E36s. But anyway, I spent ages looking
Most of
for
the people
one.
watching this are the same.
Okay, yeah. Spent 900 quid on it, which was a lot of money to me back then, but quite a steal now.
900 quid for an E36.
Running like
Not
6
seeing
months
how they've gone on
MOT.
there.
Yeah, this was more than 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Rolled around in that for a couple of years, if that, I think. Blew the head gasket. I think it was a Jubilee clip went, dumped all the coolant.
Damn.
I remember looking out the rearview mirror going, why have I just gone through a puddle? It was just bone dry. And there was like all that, what looks like a misty trail
Yeah,
behind me,
yeah.
but it was just my coolant.
Oh no.
Head gasket went, got recovered back by the AA. 2 weeks later, thought I'd fixed it, did the same journey, and it overheated again.
The problem is once you touch the cooling system on an E36, you never get it right.
I didn't
again.
even touch it. This Jubilee clip just.
No, but what I mean is
pinged.
once you've got to rebleed that car, you'll never rebleed it the same again.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I've heard people say like, oh, if you get it like,
You got to jack it up to 17.3
yeah, get it on a
degrees.
ramp, yeah, get
Yeah.
like get the front
No.
wheels above your head.
So ended up
You're
killing
like,
that. What did I go into then? Oh no, weirdly, just before it gave up, I found the car of my dreams, E39 Alpina B3,
Oh yeah.
B10 3.3 touring, one of three, genuinely one of three in the UK. Giving it the big uns to my housemate, shout out Joe, who said, "Oh, my mate's just bought one of them as well." Shout out Ryan Stewart. So weirdly, Joe, 2 of his mates bought
The same.
2/3 of the Alpina B10
Wow.
Tourings in the UK. That was a mega car, but it wasn't. The spec was unbelievable. It was the same colour as my E36. It was build number 69, which was probably 50% of the reason I bought it.
Yeah.
Blue
Yeah.
dash, blue carpets. It was so cool. It was a proper lemon. Gearbox was, I think it was a torque converter. Had an electrical fault as well, so drained its battery and the alarm went off at 4 a.m. and all this shit. So ended up giving it back to the dealer and almost went to court with that. Shouldn't have done it because what I paid for it,
Go
I
on.
sat on it for
Go on. What
2 years
what did you pay?
and sold it at auction for 3 times that.
What did you
I
pay?
was an idiot. I paid $5,500 for it. And then 2 years later, it went up to auction, sold for 14.3, I think. And it's had its plate swapped, so I can't follow it anymore. But
God damn.
yeah, I'm never going to
Hindsight.
have an Alpina, let alone one that cool.
You
again.
never know. You never know.
Maybe.
You never know if you work hard enough.
There's one in storage.
I
and
know,
I've got
yeah.
the keys for it.
I
so-
know, yeah.
No,
Just pretend.
Not an E39 though, is it?
no, it's
No.
not. No. Ended up getting a Lexus GS 430 that was really cool. Exhaust fell off it, so me and Joe welded. It was a decent attempt at an exhaust on it. Got some stupid low BC coilovers on it. Used to scrape the drive every day. I got told off by my housemate every day for scraping the drive. Wanted to make it like a cool Bozo Zuko kind of thing. So got some 15-inch, were they 15s, 16s, BBSs.
On a Lexus.
Man, a big
GS.
GS 430.
You want to make
Yeah,
like a really low.
Wow.
big tires, like wide. I didn't follow it through. So I think it would have been cool had I gone all the way, but I didn't quite go all the way. But I had the best MOT. It was actually an MOT pass, but the amount of advisories that he just went off-piste on, it was like hard suspension bracket, or it was like sport suspension brackets hard. And, it wasn't uneven tyre wear. It was like, it was tyres wearing out of round or something. And it's like, that doesn't make. You mean the camber on the back is wearing them unevenly?
Yeah.
He just went to town. I've still got the MOT certificate. I need to frame it. Maybe we could put it up if I find a photo. It was so good. Homemade exhaust. I was like, all right. Like, it was homemade, but I thought it was pretty
Why
good.
is that an advisory?
It was
Yeah,
quite
but you know,
loud.
MOTs
but-
these days, it's like if you manufacturer puts under tray on and they're like under tray fitted, and you're like, right, okay.
Mm.
You know, because some
Yeah.
people get really funny about having advisories on, and they're like, they'll get the most stupid advisory sometimes.
I remember Pistonhead's thread, this guy with a Z3 of all things. He kicked off and wanted to take the garage to court because the guy had put an advisory of, I think, a bit of rust in his boot. And it was just a friendly thing. Like, he's never going to fail on that, but he just wanted to point out, got a bit of rust coming through. It's an amazing, immaculate car. Just, like, get it seen to. This guy was like, oh, it's never had an advisory in its life. This will have taken thousands off its value.
What people forget, an advisory is just an
Yeah,
advisory.
it doesn't matter.
Oh, some
There's,
people get
there's the
so-
one, it's like they found the CD and called him a
Yeah, no, I've seen. Yeah, that's the one I was
So
trying to
good.
think of.
Girlfriend's fit.
Yeah,
Owners
yeah.
yeah.
Owners are.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Oh,
going to
yeah,
say
you
because
said
you would have
that.
had to bleep it out.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Literally- you know what? In the first episode, it's only second. But last time we did this, I was like, "There's only one thing we can't really say, or there's like certain things we can't
Oh.
say." And I literally,
Not
I
Not that
said it and
N-word, the
bleeped it
other
out.
N-word.
Oh yeah, not that. Yeah.
That's right. Then had a 323 Cabrio E36 again. Had an engine thrown in with that from a guy in Leicester.
I mean, normally when you buy a car, you expect an engine with it.
Okay, had two. One was a M44 4 through an 8IS. I was like, yeah, I'll stick the engine in, it'll be fine. It sat for like 2 years at this point on the drive. Got it into the garage, jacked it up, and the jack just went straight through the sill. I haven't touched it since then.
Oh, so you still got that?
Still got my original, my first
So you got
proper
two
first car.
E36s.
So you got-
No, sold the Cabrio.
Oh,
That was really
Ah,
cool.
Okay.
Made a bit of money on that, but should have kept it. Went to Australia, got a Ford Falcon XL6 wagon, one of 98 made, because I
sounds
love
cool.
stupid.
What's insurance
Rare
like over there? Like for someone
Pretty
like,
cheap.
yeah, not like it is over here then.
You get third-party insurance included in your tax.
Oh, mad.
Nice,
It depends on the state, I think, but in Victoria,
that's cool.
it was like that.
But what's tax like?
Not that bad,
No?
honestly. Driving there, fuel is half the price.
Yeah.
So I had
Well,
this.
they're kind of like America, aren't they? In the sense that they have like big trucks.
Yeah,
and,
Yeah, and you have to drive distances. I think that's why they don't tax it a lot,
Yeah.
because people rely on it. And like, if you're in the middle of nowhere and you have to drive 4 hours to the supermarket, they're going to do everything they can to make it not crippling to do that.
Yeah.
But I saw it as, well, this car will do 20 miles to the gallon, but if it was in England, that's 40. So this is cheap to run. And it was
Car guy maths.
yeah.
So that's literally smiles per gallon.
Yeah. And I sold it to Becky. She was like, why are we getting a 20-year-old car? I was like, well, look at the size of it. It was like almost as big as my current car. I forgot that one actually to count that. But a wagon. So we put an airbed in the back and we just
Yeah, camping.
drove around Australia in the back of this car.
Oh,
And
did you actually use it for that? Yeah.
Yeah, it
that's
was
cool.
really
Oh,
cool.
man.
We went skiing in it. So you can ski in Australia, and we stayed at a campsite at the bottom of the mountain the night before in the back of the car. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I've camped and
sick.
skied, but that was a cool car. Thought about importing it back over to the UK. Glad I didn't in hindsight, because it would have been a pain. And then what did I buy? I bought Becky a Vitara. That was pretty cool. I thought it was cool, little 3-door Vitara. I had a company car, loads of company cars, and then bought the Hiace van. I bought a WAZ, which is still got that.
A WAZ?
Yeah, UAZ. It's a Soviet ambulance.
Oh wow.
As you do.
Yeah.
Thinking of Waz is what I might need
If
if I keep drinking
you've seen a
beers.
James Bond film, you will have seen one.
Which James Bond film?
All of them.
Oh, okay.
They're like the stereotypical Russian military vehicle thing.
Right, okay.
Called a loaf because they look like a loaf of bread. They're pretty cool. Was going to turn that into like a camper overlander thing. Drove it down the street, realised couldn't drive it more than 20 minutes without pulling my hair out. Like, it's really, really agricultural to drive.
Really?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Some of that.
I'll put a picture in.
So still
okay.
got that. That's sat on my parents' drive. Shout out my parents. My BMW was there for years as well, which they're understanding. And then so replace that with a Hiace that I've still got, which is going to
You say replace, you didn't replace it.
no,
You just bought another.
supplemented. And then bought my Holden, which is my 13 miles to the gallon commuter, which
As you do.
don't commute in it anymore because it broke down. But
Oh, really? Oh, is that why it's round?
yeah.
Oh, no. Right, okay.
So what are you driving now then?
Cycling.
Either the Hiace or Becky's got a Jazz, which is
Oh,
the
of
best car
course,
in the
yeah.
world.
When did you last cycle?
You
cycling for a bit,
couple
weren't
of weeks ago.
That got,
No,
that got,
I will do it. I
that
will
got
do it.
boring quick.
I had to bring Bertie in. I had to, all sorts of reasons, not excuses. But yeah, I still own 4 or 5 of them because I'm a hoarder and I can't get rid of cars.
Okay, so leading on, because obviously we went. Would you aspire to drive?
My dream.
Dream garage.
My
Right,
dream is
dream
to
garage.
have-
Right, let's do it this way. Let's do 3 cars.
3 cars. In my head, I got a 5 car. I'll give you 3
Okay.
and see if you
Okay.
want
Okay.
me to.
Okay. Okay.
No, no, I can't do 3. Cannot do 3.
Okay. Okay. 5 then.
I want
Let's do
to
5.
BMW because I'm never going to sell that.
What, the one you've got?
The
Yeah,
E36.
I like that. 'cause-
E36.
Okay.
It's my first car.
Yeah.
Oh, here he goes again.
Oh, there we go.
Bye. Can I sell the highest to Becky?
No,
Get rid of that.
no, because then you technically
Highest.
still own it.
I'd love a Series Defender. Not Defender, Series Land Rover. Like a Series 2 or 3. 2-door pickup canvas roof. Like, just drive it around with the roof off. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'd love an XJS convertible.
Nice.
But I want to like not decimate it, sodomize it. Cut the windscreen off, make it into like a 70s American Trans Am race car kind of thing. Love a hot rod.
Jag owners are gonna hate you.
Yeah, no, but they're cheap. They're still cheap.
Yeah.
And it's a V12, so like side pipes, loud. I think that like really cool pub car. Love a hot rod. I think that's about it. E36 is going to be a like fast roadish. Oh, the Holden. Oh, can I have a 6 car? This is the thing. I want cars for different jobs.
I like it.
That's the thing. Can
It's an eclectic, like,
we talk about
It's
Al?
very
want as well.
eclectic.
Talk about who?
Al.
Yeah.
I think you wouldn't mind me saying that his taste is impeccable.
Oh,
So is his dad.
The worth of his car collection, he could have gone out and bought a special Ferrari or a
Yeah.
special
Oh,
Porsche
yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
well, he
But no,
got
he's
rid
gone.
of his 911.
Yeah.
What was it? 911
Oh,
Turbo. I think it was a 991 or 992 Turbo in yellow to get that CSL. I love that.
He's a man of taste.
Yeah,
and
100%.
the fact he's like diversified.
Yeah.
What do I want to drive today? The best front-wheel drive car ever.
Yeah.
The best four-wheel drive
Yeah,
car ever.
yeah,
The best
yeah, yeah.
rear-wheel drive car
Yeah,
ever.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But that's the same as his dad, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
they might not be like immaculate cars, but they're
They're just a
Unusual.
cool collection.
Yeah.
When we were around, it's like well, there was that Maserati. What was it again?
the bi-turbo.
Bi-turbo. I'd never seen one before.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was
It's
a
a
thing.
saloon, isn't it? Is it a saloon or a coupe?
Yeah, no, it's a saloon.
And it's like I just sat in his garage. I'm like, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then just ran
He's
Daihatsu
got a lot of Japanese
cappuccino.
stuff, hasn't he?
I love him.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I absolutely love him. Back from playing Gran Turismo because it's like one of the first cars
Iconic
you
car,
get.
yeah.
And he's got that like Dakar Range Rover.
Or the G4
is that what it's called,
Challenge
G4?
Range Rover, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
Which
cool.
Bright orange.
Yesterday or today, Sarah was like, when I brought her around to pick a car up, she was like, "Ugh, orange Range Rover." And I was like, you won't get it.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't get it, do they?
I searched eBay for G4 Challenge Land Rover. And thought, could I drive a Freelander?
How much do you reckon they're worth?
Ian reckons in good condition they're like 20 to 30 grand.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's battered.
Oh, baby, yeah, no, it needs a
That's
bit
the
of work.
only thing.
Needs
Is
a bit of
like, a lot of
TLC.
his cars need a lot of TLC.
Yeah, they need TLC.
But I
Lucky you
kinda
know
like,
some good detailers.
I know, yeah. But I kind of like. I also
Well, they've
do-
only just come across us and they've started using, so it's
I
great.
also do kind of like the fact that they are battered. It's almost
No,
like they've
it
got
tells a story,
they've
doesn't
got
it? Because a lot of
stories,
people
yeah.
think that as detailers we want
perfection,
pristine,
yeah.
immaculate cars. It's not the case. We like battle scars.
Yeah.
Weirdly, we're strange like that. Like I love seeing a clean car, but when it looks unused, I'm a bit like
I love polishing around a scuff.
It makes you
No,
feel
no,
sad sometimes as well. Like, there's cars we've got in storage that have never reached their potential.
Honestly,
It's-
I
it's sad.
I say
In
it
terms
to
of, like,
all.
quality.
No, being driven.
Oh
Yeah.
right. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
The one that comes to mind is Miltek's Audi Quattro, which is immaculate, incredible car, but you'd feel guilty thrashing that down
We-
a B road in the middle of winter,
Well,
which is what it's made for.
Well,
But
I didn't
It's
detail
too
it. He
nice now.
detailed
I
it back in the
detailed
day.
it back in the day when it
Oh,
was
right.
white
Like
before
nearly
they
10 years
restored
ago.
it.
Yeah.
Restored it, and it was a really nice car then. And I mean that was back
Like
2014.
20, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
2014.
I actually did a video on it, didn't I?
2014,
'Cause
early
you-
2015.
You coated it in that Cock
Cock
Chemi
Chemi,
1K Nano.
1K Nano, yeah, yeah,
I did
yeah.
a video for
yeah.
it back then.
That was a
It's
really
still on
nice
YouTube.
car. But yeah, you know what? It's a real shame because I've got, as you can imagine, in this game, obviously storage as well, but there's customers that have these really nice cars, and I get it. There's the value of it. It's collectible and whatever. Okay, fair enough. If you're doing it for that, fine. But I still find it so sad that the car's just there, like.
The thing is, as well, like you can only store something for so long before it just starts to fall to pieces.
Yeah.
Like it'll deteriorate.
And if you're like
eventually.
us, a bit strange, like if you know how we talk about things having a soul.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we believe everything has a soul, and
Yeah,
when the
you
car's
just-
there, you know how we talk about like if you don't treat your car or whatever, it'll break.
Things start
And then
breaking,
as soon
yeah.
as you like look after it, all of a sudden all the fixes somehow just miraculously
Something
fix
that-
themselves.
something that's not even related to what you like. If you,
Yeah.
I always say I had a Saxo. Well, the Saxo I had years ago. The power steering pump went on it, and I hadn't washed it for months. This was back when I was kind of like not too bothered, and I washed it one day, and the power steering started working again. And I was just like, "What?"
That is
The
car
real
karma.
explanation is
There is-
probably
there is. I genuinely do think they have some sort of energy about.
Yeah, oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I do feel sad when I see a car sat there just not being used. It's really sad, but yeah, no, I like say I like to
there's
see
a balance, isn't there?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I don't want them looking
having a
trash.
car that having a car that you take out every weekend, cool. Having a nice car that you take out every day, and it's like 40 years old, and you take it out every day, it's going to get ruined.
Oh, 100%.
Like you couldn't daily like that Sierra that we did. You couldn't like daily that because it would just get battered in no time.
Yeah,
Just like any car on the road.
yeah.
But you take it
yeah.
out every Saturday and Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. But there's nothing. You
It's
can
just gonna
still have a
take
clean
longer for-
daily.
You can have you can have a
You can
clean
still have
daily,
a
but I
very
think
clean
there's
daily.
if you buy it and it's like immaculate, if you just used it every day, it's going to get wrecked quite quickly.
Yeah, to an extent.
But look
suppose.
how battered new cars get.
Yeah.
Someone has like
Well, to be honest, new cars, they're just not built like the old ones, are they?
no, I know, but
That's why
like-
we see them getting battered.
Yeah, I know, but
the
you
new
look
cars
at-
look worse because they're covered in piano black
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah, true.
So, of course, we just gets completely...
But think how quick something gets like stone shit, like a front bumper,
Yeah.
gets like pebble dashed like so quick.
But again, new cars, paint quality of new cars is crap, really, compared to what
same.
they used to be.
Bring back car bras.
Yeah.
You're a scene kid again.
I
Yeah.
never had a car Rana. I never wanted one.
I did have one once.
Really,
Yeah.
I hate.
And I don't know why I did it. A bonnet bra on, it was on my Ibiza because I could have sworn I hated them. I was like, they're pointless. But then I bought one, and then I think I ran it for maybe a couple of months and then took it off.
Do you remember when I feel like this was an E36 thing for a while, but people used to
The
put
lights have gone off.
shotgun shells on their wheel nut as wheel nut covers?
Oh yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah. I
Do you
remember
remember
that.
that? When
Shotgun
did you
shells
get
was
your
a big thing.
E36?
2013.
Oh, okay, so around the time that I was like getting into it then. So yeah, that was when it was kind of like big, around 2013, 2014.
Anyway, what's
Where
your
were
dream
we?
car garage?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my dream car garage. I was just about to find another question.
You can have 6 because
I'd have an F40 because that's always been a dream car.
That's every car enthusiast in the world.
I don't know if it is, you know.
Most F40. Yeah, there's no one that doesn't not like an F40.
Yeah, car enthusiast. Yeah, but there's a lot of like non-car enthusiasts that just wouldn't get it.
Yeah, non-car enthusiast.
But yeah, F40 is always like I've always thought they're one of the coolest
it's
looking.
so iconic.
Oh.
I think everyone.
They're just perfect in every way.
I want my E36 back. Even though
With
it was only a
or
318.
without tilty wheels.
No, exactly the way it was. I want to put a picture in this video. In fact, there's even video footage of it.
It's
out there.
literally like that.
Do you remember that
The
company
wheels
called
are
Isle of
big.
Base?
Yeah.
ILB. They did a couple of videos like.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Ah.
Players Classic, and there's a few shots of my car. Like not
Nice.
specifically
Yeah,
for
yeah.
my car, but it features at the very beginning of the video.
ILB Drivers Club now.
Yeah.
That's 2. E36
I should have
F40.
prepared for this one. See, I really like my X5, but I'd like.
A 4.8.
Yeah, they didn't make an Alpina, but I'd like an Alpina.
No, it's Alpina engine. Do you know that?
Oh, in that car.
In the 4.8.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the 4.6 and the 4.8 are Alpina
Oh, both of them?
V8s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So it's as close as you'll get to
To an
a
Alpina, yeah.
BX5 or whatever.
Yeah.
XP5.
Make your own.
Yeah, that Le Mans one they did is quite cool.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? The
The
V6
Mon
one?
one was
Yeah.
nice. So you got the X5 daily,
Yeah.
F40 weekend driver, E36 was Stancy boy.
Well, I'm looking for inspiration. It's weird because I don't have like a.
You just don't like cars unless you like them.
Yeah.
It's a weird one.
Yeah. Oh, Bugatti Veyron.
Really?
Yeah, I've always wanted.
I wouldn't have ever
I just
expected
think they
that.
look. I just think they look stupid.
Yeah, they are so
they-
ugly.
they do.
Oh, actually,
They
no,
are
you know
so
what?
ugly.
You know when you start thinking about it, I'm like, actually, like an S500, like a mid 90s S500,
Yeah.
just really old. I like really old. I need 38, obviously.
Yeah.
You've
Oh, wait, how
gone
many is
way
that? That's
past.
probably 5.
I think that was 6, but
To be fair, any 38 was a dream car.
It'd
for
have
a
been
long-
easy
for a
if we
long
said
time.
daily, weekend car, show car.
So an F40,
daily.
E36. No, just forget that. Just F40, E36, E38,
X5,
X5,
your X5,
S500.
S500.
Yeah. But
So
I don't know
that's a
what the
nice
shape
garage.
would have been. A W.
Square one.
I don't know.
W1,
The one that
140.
the one that Diana died in.
Yeah, 140, I think.
Is that what it was? W140. I don't really know Mercs, and I only know yours, a W123.
I don't know. I can't remember. I lose track. I know mine's a W123.
Stanley.
That's nice and easy. Stan!
Do you know
We're
we've
on
been recording
camera.
for an hour and a quarter already?
Really?
Yeah.
Shit me.
Mad, isn't it?
That's
Five
an
to
hour
10.
and 25.
Oh, I'm shit at maths. I was like 60 minutes plus 15. Oh wait, no, it's 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
Silly Billy.
I'm just going to. Yeah, 140.
What's that?
W140.
Oh, all right. Okay, checked it.
Do you want the 1 year where they had the. It was before parking
The
sensors.
backlight. Oh, okay.
They had the little aerials that stuck up.
I don't think I've seen one of
You're
them.
not a Doug DeMuro fan, are you?
No, I'm not. Actually,
Oh, what, fan?
I have watched him. I
DeMuro?
just, he's the car YouTuber. we
He does
talking
the
about
quirks and
earlier.
features.
I do know you mean. No, I
I
have.
love him.
I
but
think I have seen
Is that the guy with the little hand? That guy? No. I'm thinking of someone else.
No.
No, he's like the biggest single person automotive YouTube channel in the world.
Okay.
I found him because I think it was an F50. I was looking at the back of an F50. I was like, what are the lights? Like they're all sort of red circles
Yeah.
with white middle, I think.
Yeah.
So found his video where he goes through everything. So it's like, here's a cubby, here's like your glove box. This is what the lights look like. This is side lights. This is low beams. This is full beams. This is indicators. And I was like, oh, this is brilliant. Like, this is as close as you'll get to owning an F50
Yeah.
and
Someone
doing all
actually
this
showing-
stuff.
showing you.
So I don't know about you, but when I buy a new car, I go up to a glass window and I put all the lights like in
Okay.
turn, so I know what it looks like from
Right, okay.
outside
That's what you mean.
with the light. Because
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I'm never going to be able to do that with an F50. Doug DeMuro, probably 10 years ago, that's what he used to do. Now he's a bit different, but yeah, I like Doug. But it was one of his videos, he had a W140 on, and there's like a year or two that it was released, but parking sensors weren't a thing, and Mercedes, to solve the problem of it being so long, they put little aerials out the back, very back corner on the edge of the boot, so you could see it in your rearview mirror where the back of the car was, and it's like a really sought after thing
Oh wow.
because it's like a 1 or 2 year.
It's so cool,
Feature.
isn't it, when you get these really random features.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, even in my W123, it's like something really simple. It's got an electric sunroof, which is 1982, that car, electric sunroof, and it's got one electric mirror.
Oh yeah, because
Oh,
you,
so
so
you
don't
can't
have to
reach
lean-
the
so you don't have to
passenger
lean
side.
over. Yeah.
Frugal.
So it's just one. But then it makes you think like, well, they put that one in. They could have just, but then they were probably thinking, well, you could just reach out and change it. Like,
Yeah. I was blown away because I thought cornering lamps, you know, the fog light that comes on, I thought that was a VW thing in like the last
sorry,
10, 15 years. My Holden does it. In
Really?
2002, when you have your lights on and you indicate, the fog light comes on.
you sure that's
Which-
just not an electrical fault? But if it works, it works.
I was then driving the High Ace, which is a 1996,
Right.
and it does the same. It's not the
Really?
fog light, it's another light in the cluster,
What the hell?
which blew my mind. And so I was sat there like indicator on, indicator off, indicator on. And it wasn't just the flash of the indicator, it was a solid light. You go out and you can see it's got cornering
I
lamps.
think we're
which
all the
is
same in the
mental.
sense that we like cars that have things that every car today has, but back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the strange
Yeah.
boy. I mean, this is one of the reasons we got you on here, because you've got a very similar kind of taste to us. That where you could. There was a customer came earlier, and he was all about new cars, and he loves the technology in new cars. And
I don't think
no,
it's-
he's
oh, was it
while
when
you
I
were
was gone?
Yeah, and he was just going on about this, that, whatever, about like how these touch screens and this and that. And I'm like,
I just find that so boring.
yeah, same.
But
Like
then-
this is technology enough for me.
The other
like,
the other day,
it's-
so we were out with me and Mrs. had gone out somewhere, and I was reversing into a space, and she must have heard it. My mirror was turning as I was reversing. It was like, zzz, zzz, zzz. And she just went, "Is your mirror moving?" And I went, "Yeah." She was like, "Why?" And I was like, "It moves so I can see the curb."
Do you know
when
you can
I'm
switch that
reversing."
on and off?
On the X5? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
E46, you can switch it on and off.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
It's-
E46s even did it. I thought it was like an
I'm pretty sure I
SUV
did.
kind of thing. Because
No,
Range Rovers,
I'm
early Range
almost
Rovers
certain.
did it.
But it depends on where you park the thing. You know, you got your left,
Okay,
right,
yeah,
middle.
If you put it like,
I think if you leave it
I'm
on left,
sure-
it does it. And if you put it to the middle or right,
Yes.
it doesn't.
No, you're right.
Which
yeah,
is
yeah,
so
yeah.
weird.
You're right, because I leave it set to left because, in fact, this is really, I feel stupid now saying this, because I leave it set to left because I'm like, right, if I put it in reverse and then I reverse and I need to move my mirror back, if I put it into right, it won't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, anyway, so Soraya was just like, I want that on my car.
Yeah.
Soraya was like, I want that on my car. And I was like, well, my car's 2006. And you've got a 2018 car and it
Like,
still
she's got
doesn't have it.
reversing cameras and
Oh, yeah,
sensors.
that's- I've got sensors. And they
But
work.
then people manage to still bump their cars even with all that
Yeah.
tech. It's nuts, isn't it?
I just love old tech.
And my
It's so
reversing
fascinating.
sensors don't work. I don't have a rear view camera.
It is annoying
My
at
rear,
times.
my side mirror doesn't fold down.
So the Holden, at the moment on the key, you press the button once, and it unlocks the driver's door, and then you have to press it again, and it unlocks the
The
three
rest of
others.
them, yeah.
It's not
You-
supposed to do
You,
that.
no, you
Oh,
can
it
change
does what it
it.
does,
It's
yeah.
in the manual because I read the manuals because I'm a nerd. It's in the manual, but to change it, it's take it to your nearest Holden dealer. It's like, well, Holden hasn't existed for the last 4 years, and they're also on the other side of the world, so I'll never be able to change that. But it will also do your stay home, your welcome home lights.
Yeah.
But to do that, you've got like key on, key off, key on, key off, key on, and then
It's
leave
weird,
it for the
isn't it?
amount of
Yeah,
time
yeah,
you want
yeah,
it to
yeah.
be on for, and then key off. And it's like, they had all these great ideas, but the implementation wasn't particularly good at like how you.
Well, that's similar to even with like the E46s, E39s, just random things like what pairing a key or anything like that. There's like certain button sequences and whatever that you have to press to get it to work.
My roof, I've got panoramic roof on the
Oh,
X5.
yeah.
To
Oh,
reset
resetting
that,
it, yeah.
you have to hold it for like 30 seconds, and then it starts going through like the process.
But it's mad, isn't it? With these cars, there's so many hidden things that they can do we don't know.
I'll tell you one thing that the Holden does that I've never experienced in another car, and it is mind blowing. And you'll have to drive it when it's fixed and experience it. The traction control gives you a warning, and it like taps the back of your pedal. When it's about to slip, it feels like the pedal's pushing you.
shit.
And so it's like I better ease off. And if you don't, then the
It'll kick
full
in. Yeah.
traction control kicks
Maybe
in.
there's just a little
But it's
midget
like-
in there just
such-
kicking your foot.
Stop.
It's
Like,
such
stop!
an intuitive thing because it's like you get that, and it's like, oh, I'll back off then because I'm about to
Yeah.
go.
That's
full
mad.
But I've never known it in any other car.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
That's so strange.
It's brilliant. It's like
so
it makes you
cool.
feel like you're an F1 driver, but you're not.
That is
It's
so
like, oh, I'm on the
cool.
edge of grip. No, it's just a car telling you.
I remember when I bought my 36 and reading through the owner's handbook, and they phrase it really well, but it was something like, I was looking through all the, like what the little lights mean, and then it was like traction control. It was is it ASC on BMW?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Automatic.
DSC?
I'm sure some have,
ASC,
what's ASC often? There's DSC and ASC. I can't remember what. But anyway,
I think it's an age thing.
it was like a
I've not driven my E36.
traction control, whatever is. It was telling you what it was for, but then it was like, if you do break the laws of physics, this we are not responsible for. Like, it was like, right, trying to be funny.
I never did my dream car garage.
Do it.
I think
Yeah.
everyone already knows mine. 911, 911, 911,
RS6,
911, RS6, 911.
911.
CSL.
Yeah.
No, genuinely, all BMWs. CSL, obviously.
What you want? All bit? You can only have 6.
No, out of all the BMWs,
Yeah, the good
no.
ones.
Oh, that's the one you'd have, right? Okay.
CSL, but then also, obviously the E38, adore. Just such a nice car.
Which one though?
It'd have to be
750 IL.
Yeah, it's got to be a 750 IL. Yeah, 100%. And then as a daily workhorse would be an Audi RS6. Not the late, I can't remember the generation now. Is it the C8?
Oh, not a layer cake one. Your shape, your aura
No,
shape.
so that's the C5, isn't
Yeah.
it? No,
Layer cake. Is there one in layer cake?
Is
Layer
there
cake,
one
yes,
in
I
layer
remember.
cake? That's
Yes,
what made
yeah,
me fall in
yeah,
love with that
I'm
car.
thinking
Yeah.
of the Range Rover that's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
that's,
it a
that's cool.
P38 or is it the one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yellow V38.
But yeah,
It's
that,
an
that
RS6,
RS6.
RS4 wheels.
I've got that on DVD. I don't remember.
Yeah, which is strange, yeah. In
Watch
fact,
it.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the RS6, no, it's got to be the late, I think it's the C8 for
The
door.
batshit crazy one.
It's just the ultimate car. It's a supercar killer that you can be comfy in on a long drive and you can get dogs in. And it's
Is that the one that
like,
Miltech had one of that we did with the ridiculous brakes on it?
that was the RS7 they had,
No, we did an RS6 for them.
not
Black
for
one.
them.
Was it an RS4?
RS4.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, RS6, just because I think genuinely that is the ultimate daily. Even though it is such a modern car. I mean, but then again, if I had a C5 RS6 with that engine in it, that'd be different. That'd be different. And then 911s, it's got to be.
Right, so that's 3.
So what have I said? A CSL,
CSL,
E38, RS6.
yeah, 2 and 9.
But you had 5.
I know.
Yeah. Well,
Put as many as you
like.
like, because it's a dream.
It's not an RS.
So he's got to be the Bad Boys 2
Yeah.
550.
964
No. Oh, we're talking
Turbo.
Porsches. Okay.
Oh, you're thinking of the Ferrari from
I
the
forgot
second
that
one.
I'd love a 550 Maranello.
No, they're nice.
Is that the second film? The
That's
grey,
the first.
grey one.
Is it the
I
first
thought it was the
one.
first one. The grey one, yeah.
Yeah, the one that yeah. I was thinking it was the girl that drove it, but it was.
No, it's one of it.
You don't have
No,
to
it was-
think
it was
about
the second one.
You know when you're choosing your cars, I was like, you two are like long choosing your cars, and I was like, I already know mine. But then now I just keep
'Cause there's
thinking
so
of more
many
and
of
more
them.
cars.
All that.
Porsche 959. Now that, yeah,
Yeah.
but
You could turn up to any Porsche meet and win.
win everything. You'd
Yeah.
win everything.
Yeah.
But that's like the 959. I would say is like Porsche's. Is like the F40 equivalent. I'd say.
But
Well, obviously
the-
they're
but
not
the-
equivalents,
The
but
Porsche way.
yeah,
Yeah.
the 959. Oh. Yeah, the 964 turbo, the whale tail. Oh, just it just does something to me inside and down here. Just, yeah, it's oh. And then wait, so I'm allowed one more car, aren't I?
Only if you
would it
need
be?
one more.
What would it be? See, I don't like 4x4s. Or would I have one? Something crazy, something big, like a pickup. I don't think I would. I don't like them.
Have a space.
Maybe I'd have a space, yeah, for something.
Just sit and watch.
I don't want a motorbike, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah.
The motorbikes are no. I mean, I used to have motorbikes, but they're never really like.
But I know bikers, well, apart from Harley owners, I'd love a Harley. I love them. Or
love an older
or an
one.
Indian. I love the old ones.
You are in India.
Yeah, I'd love another one.
Sorry.
No, technically, he wants a. What is it? Royal Enfield. I called it a Harry Enfield the other day. I was like, wait,
Harry Enfield. I want to ride Harry Enfield.
Yeah. So no, whatever.
Yeah, I think Harley, because I watch Sons of Anarchy. I'm not into bikes. I can appreciate them and whatnot. I've never been into bikes. Then I watch Sons of Anarchy.
It's like, I want to move to California,
Yeah,
join a motorcycle gang,
Yeah.
club.
yeah. And I want, I want
You're right, Stan.
a big Harley with huge
Eight
handlebars on
bangers,
it,
Yeah.
a tin helmet, and some leathers.
Right, shall we do the last? Well, it's not the last, but like the one more question, and then
Yeah.
to be fair, it's not really even a question. It's just.
Or we could save it for next time because I really need a piss.
You can do if you want. We've been recording.
How long are we
for-
recording?
What's 100 minutes?
Hour and 40.
Shit.
Jesus,
It's a
This is
long
gonna have to be-
podcast.
Yeah.
No, I tell you what, let's save it. Let's save it.
Yeah.
Has
'cause-
it gone 11?
yeah,
it's gone-
no, it's
I've
10 past
set my
10.
watch
It's
wrong.
past our bedtime.
It's not to say we won't get
Stan's
you.
tired.
It's not to say we won't get you again. Get you on again at some point. but-
I really need a wee because we've got plenty more to talk about, obviously.
Yeah.
Same time tomorrow.
Yeah.
Shall we wrap it up there then?
Yeah. I don't need to fart.
Don't do that. Have you just done it?
It's already
I
out.
heard it. I heard it go boom on the leather seat.
How good are these mics?
I don't know. Are we saying bye? Or are we just gonna go?
How'd you sign off?
We don't really.
Bye.
Last time you just went.
Bye. Bye. Stan, come here.
Stan,
Come
talk.
here then.
Stan, talk.
Come here.
Talk.
Speak.
He's not going to do it. He's too tired. He's like, I'm half asleep.
He's like, what are
Let
these-
me go back to sleep.
What are these three people looking at? Speak.
Speak. You go woof. Yeah.
Bye, guys. See you next time.
Bye.